Short story bingo. Short story bingo. Short story bingo. Short story bingo. Sometimes they're funny and sometimes they're sad. Most of the time they're funny because I hate to be sad. Short story bingo. Short story bingo. Short story bingo. Short story bingo. But don't take my word for it. Spare fingers. Cheers.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Short Story Bingo, Our Stories, episode, I think this is 14. I'm going to say 14. Yeah, 14 of the show. My name is Nate Chacon III. If this is your first time, welcome. If it's not, the retention program is working. What I do on this podcast is I speak with friends or folks that I don't know too well but have been following and learn a little bit more about them. If we're not friends at the beginning, then I hope that we are at the end. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Aquaman episode 2 weeks ago. He is, just full of fucking knowledge, and we were able to really dig deep into some meta thought processes and how your energy just dictates a lot of, your surroundings. And we didn't even really talk much about it, like his beats or anything like that. So, like, it was, it definitely warranted an episode part two, rather. So, nice. I certainly appreciate you guys tapping on that. If you guys are on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts, which is where I see through Podbean a lot of the traffic going, hit a motherfucking rating, from fucking, if it's 5, dope, I appreciate it, obviously, helps the fucking algorithm, but also, you enjoy yourself. If you're fucking hitting it with a 1, tell me with that too. I enjoy that shit too. I am a big fucking comment reader just on my own time, so believe me, I'll fucking get a kick out of it. Having said that, thank you guys again so much. Head over to uatheduo.com. That's my website, and put in the code SSB to receive 20% off on the whole site. That's the sponsor that we have, and it's fucking me, sponsoring me. So fuck it, this is all Latin owned, That's what the fuck is going on. But certainly appreciate it. Short Story Bingo, episode 14. We're in the Lab Junkies joint, and I got my esteemed guest, uatheduo.
Yeah.
Fucking Wally in slow-mo, man.
Wally in slow-mo.
We're here. We live.
With Gabino.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I was thinking about the first time that we had met. And it was hard for me to find out the first time that we had met. So I was like, well, when's the first time that I heard about you guys? And it had to be about 5 years ago, roughly-ish. 4 or 5 years ago, and Rhyme Time was talking about you guys.
Shout out Rhyme Time.
Shout out Rhyme Time. Episode 6. Check out that with Rhyme Time.
He's a cool dude.
He's dope.
Or 7, one of the two. Anyway, and he was like, dude, there's this new group, uatheduo, and they're the fucking shit. They're killing him. So that's when I first initially heard about you guys, and then I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole, and
hell yeah,
and then
I'm glad we have a rabbit hole.
Those are good, yeah.
Rabbit
holes are good,
yeah. And then shoot down to also pause, but shoot down to fucking about a year ago, I would say, is when we had any sort of, maybe it might be a little over a year ago, but any sort of like actual consistent conversation, or just like, okay, cool, we're like in the same stratosphere, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I must say that both of you guys have been fucking menches, and just very, very on like this list for me of Latin artists, Latin hip hop artists rather, that are really pushing the next set of music for Salt Lake City's hip hop scene. I was talking to Santos on 2 episodes ago, and
shout out to Santos.
And we were talking about when I got started in 2009. Like, there was Hogbaugh, Saviola.
Yep.
There was 801 Intentions out of Ogden. but as far as like on the underground scene, the folks that were trying to, I mean, just marketing themselves. That's what I'll say. Marketing themselves.
Correct.
I feel pretty strongly that I was like probably the only one. Not there might have been others, but like they weren't marketing themselves to the degree that I was. Like I was definitely marketing myself on a whole different level for sure. And so to see you all, Looney. I mean, there's so many more Latin hip hop artists now.
People, yeah.
Bro, it's fucking amazing, and I appreciate what you guys have been pushing. I mean, Demrick. I mean, we're gonna go through all that, So we'll have some fucking time here.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah. So
in for a treat.
I wanted to fucking give the accolades first.
Thank you, bro.
And get an idea of for you all how you guys entered my radar.
Gotcha.
When do you guys remember at all the first time that you had met me or heard of me or anything like that?
Yeah. The first time was because of KRCO.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just
through
mentioning
KRCO.
that off camera.
Yeah, the Friday Night Fallout.
Okay.
And so that was maybe around that same time.
Okay.
So probably about 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's about when we started tapping in.
And
like
so
get
we
our
knew,
music submitted.
like you were a part of that. Was it
Keith and Nate?
Keith and Nate, and so ever since then we knew you were
of you.
Of
Correct.
you. Oh yeah. Okay.
You were one of the guys around here.
Yeah. Okay. And
One of them guys.
one of them fucking guys.
Yeah.
I wasn't really rapping a ton then, so it was mostly. Okay, well then that's great that's how that happened. I mean, did we ever get you guys on the program?
No.
Okay, well that's fucked up. All right, so
I
let's
still
move
got a
past
bone to
that.
pick with Joe.
That's that. Do you really
With KRCL.
with KRCL? Damn, did someone not answer a fucking text or something?
I just felt overlooked. I'm not even gonna cap because I feel like we put in so much work that sometimes we don't get that love around here from places like that.
Really?
That have that platform and ability to show or shed some light.
And
on
have
people
seen us
grinding.
working, and like we know they see us.
Yeah.
And we're like, damn, are they overlooking on purpose or do we just got to work harder?
Or do we just
type
and
shit?
that was our mentality is like maybe we're just not working hard enough. So
that just pushes us to do
it
the
just
next
pushes
move.
us to kind
That's
of
interesting. What would you say then to? Did you ever reach out
we sent
Be
in,
honest.
We sent in a couple
Yeah, we
of
sent
tracks.
songs for
to
sure.
where?
I'll have to look it up, but it was
Because I want receipts.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
we got receipts.
we do. Yeah,
have
we
receipts.
sent
Was it to
stuff.
Keith at KRCL or was it to me, to Nate? Because if
I want to say more, Keith. I feel like I had between you two. I
I did
personally
send out
feel,
an email. Do you have
it's all
I'd
right.
have to
Okay.
look it
Okay.
up,
Okay.
but-
So you did send an email.
But I did send
Yeah,
out
we
an
did.
Okay.
We did for sure. No cap.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so the reason why I bring that up is, and this is going to piggyback on what you guys are talking about, with should you guys have worked harder or do you need to work harder or whatever.
right.
I think obviously always work hard,
Yes.
no matter fucking what.
Correct.
But
Yes.
I think also, I mean, knock on every single fucking door, So like
Yep.
if that does suck because if you didn't receive an email back, then I mean, I'm just saying.
It's like miscommunication.
Well, not only that, like knock on every single fucking door so like either hit them up on Instagram or hit me up on Instagram or some shit like that.
Right.
And that's not just for that show. I'm just talking about like in general for other
For any
shit.
opportunity.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
any like just
No, it's true.
Cast a
because-
wider net.
right.
Yeah, and again that was years ago. So so since nothing came of it, I just left it alone. But to go back to where you're saying knock on every door, it's true because recently we were trying to get on the show and we were emailing people and hitting everyone that we could up, and Instagram got us in.
Yeah,
you
hell
know?
yeah.
And so somebody hit me back on Instagram out of all places, and it worked. So I agree. You got to knock on every door.
Yeah, and I don't know what 9 to 5 lines you guys have been in the past or whatever, but mine is sales, and so like it's been like you contact as many people within the business as possible before someone is like, I don't even work in operations, but I'll forward your email over to them, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Because the guy in operations hasn't been looking at my email. And so like when, you know, Dorothy and fucking, which is the
HR.
Yeah. It's like, hey,
forwards it.
this guy Gabino is emailing me. I don't know. I'll just forward you the email. And he's like, Jesus Christ, this guy is fucking going everywhere.
Yeah.
So
They see you.
yeah, they see. And because of that, like either you can get an in or honestly you can fucking
Close your own door.
yeah, you can close your own
Just
door
from
because-
reaching out so much.
Yeah.
Blackballed.
Whatever the fucking case, but
But I'd rather go out like that because at least you know you
100%.
tried everything.
Facts. I'd rather get blackballed because I
Tried.
fucking bugged the shit out of them.
yeah, no, dude, I like part of my email sequence is like my third email that I'll send over is fucking saying
The breakup email?
yeah, the breakup email.
Yeah, I know about that.
Oh, okay. So
we know
are you
about
in
that.
sales?
Yeah, that's, I mean, not anymore, but.
Okay, so
for a
yeah,
while.
so well then you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, hey, maybe the timing's off, and then you know a pretty short description of like I've been trying to reach you, you know, all
Kind
that
of let them
shit.
have it one more
Yeah,
time.
exactly. Like, but if there's any interest, anyway,
Well,
go ahead.
I'm going to piggyback real quick before
Yeah, go
we
ahead, go
finish
ahead.
that part. And I feel like it just ties in so well. When you're doing these things of reaching out to either venues or podcast or whoever the
Anything,
hell you're
playlists.
reaching out to. Yeah, whoever you're trying to get a hold of to just further whatever you're doing. If that person's notifications are tied to a phone instead of like a computer, people get so many notifications per day
Yep.
based off how many
Oh, yeah.
fucking apps they
Easy-
have.
yeah,
that
facts.
even if you called them and texted them right back to back, and Instagram just told them they got 5 new likes, your thing gets pushed so down at the top of the screen that they're probably not going to see it anyway. So it's worth reaching out, you know,
yeah,
every which way possible to get a hold of them. So
yeah, I agree.
knock on these doors, people.
Yeah, knock.
It's true.
everywhere.
Knock on them.
That is funny that is a tangent because it is important though to be able to talk on pieces like that because there's a lot of folks that get discouraged
When they don't get one response back.
one response or to tie in. It resonates very well with me. You saying like I feel like you know we're doing a lot of work and people aren't noticing. I've felt that same way, and I know a lot of people that listen to this that are artists, whether it's a rapper or
Painter or-
anything. Honestly, anything.
Yeah, anything creative.
Fucking
for
anything
sure.
creative. Yeah.
Yep.
Or even you're pushing your brand, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
I guess that could be creative too. Like if you're fucking pushing, you know, a new line of bread or some
Right,
shit.
right.
Anyway,
New line of
I don't fucking know, dude. That is fucking funny. That you can become discouraged because you feel like you're doing too much, and I think, or you're doing a lot and people aren't noticing when it's like, bro, keep doing the work, but there's just like one piece that you're not addressing, which is putting yourself on a stage and having a microphone proverbially, which is like your stage and your microphone is an email, a message, or anything like that. That's your personal stage or microphone. So getting it out in front of as many eyes as possible.
Yeah.
Like that's on you, really, you know, unless because the percentages, and let's just be fucking real about it, the percentages of like something viral happening is very small.
Yes,
I mean, I don't know what they are, but
Me
I know
neither.
it's small.
correct.
You
and
know?
they're planned, you know? It's like
Yeah.
they don't go
They're like small lotteries.
Some
almost.
of the virals is you know, like obviously it goes viral, but some of the viral stuff is planned and
It's
and they
coordinated
kinda
almost.
coordinate it, and they're like, all right, if we do it this way,
I feel like if it's
it's
a
bound to go viral.
if
you know?
it's a personality that has a lot of power,
Yeah.
I feel like they can get away with like
Planning a viral video.
constructing viral shit. But
Yeah.
like up and comers who it seems like it's overnight to us from the outside, I don't know if those are that planned. They might have like a tiny blueprint, like maybe if we do this or
That's interesting.
something like this, it might go and it might have a higher chance than something that's like super irrelevant and you're like, oh, this is gonna go viral.
Right.
And it has like no chance of it, but I don't know. I don't know how planned
Well,
or controlled.
that
is.
I agree. I think that, but I guess the ultimate point that I'm getting to is that you need to market yourself, and marketing fucking sucks.
yeah, it
If you're
does.
doing it by yourself, or even if you have like you and your homie or some shit, like it's just it does blow, and it's something like as artists, As any business, bro.
Any
I'm telling
business
any business. You know
has
what?
marketing.
You know what the main fucking pitch is for me at my job is? Hey, let's take care of your fulfillment so that you can focus on sales and marketing and not have to worry about this heavy lifting on fulfillment. So, like, if I had someone take off like the marketing piece for me, man, I'm trying to outsource for a social media manager right now for Mike Masters. You know, like because that. I mean, I'm handling my artist page, Short Story Bingo's page, and Mike Masters' page. And
all solo.
Right.
Yeah. Creating all the content,
Yeah.
all the reels, all the everything. And I know that I could be doing better. And even me saying that is fucking wild because I'm handling 3 and I could be doing better, you know?
Right.
Like, and if I had one person handling 1, like Mike Masters would be the one that
We feel that, bro, because there is a few pages over here
I
on
know
our
exactly
end too.
what you mean.
So
okay, so tell me then if you feel my fucking pain, I want to hear about like.
I'm the same way. I mean,
I'll let Slomo touch on that real quick.
Yeah, I handle the lab chat page. I handle the Lab Junkies label page. I handle my personal Slomo account. I handle the UA account.
Yeah.
And then I just make sure our website's up to date. You know,
The
and then
website.
on top of that, I handle all our music videos. I handle all the engineering,
All the reels, all the YouTube shorts.
You know, taking care of this place. We all kind of pitch in on that, thankfully, and then still making sure I put music out. You know, and keep
still being an
keep my
artist on
music
top
out
of all
and
that.
Keep
Yeah.
my artistry alive because you can get lost in the sauce.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How do you not get lost?
Man, I've been at it for so many years. It's like, it's what I do. It's my life at this point. You know, it's like you hear like, oh, a hobby, you know, making music is my hobby. But at this point, it's like beyond a fucking
We're
hobby.
way
It's-
deeper than hobby.
It's my
at this
life
point.
at this point. It's like if I'm not doing some form of work, which I'm self-employed, by the way. So if I'm not doing my self-employment work, I'm doing this. So
Or like spending time with
or
our
spending time
families.
with my fam, and it's very minimal. My wife doesn't like it very much, but you got to do what you got to do. You know.
to
Yeah.
chase what we love, bro.
Yep.
Yes, first off, I mean, I appreciate you saying that because of the time it takes. And I mean, there's a lot that you just dropped there that has my brain spinning. And if someone were to take, because this is what you've been doing this whole time, and I ask like as someone who does a whole fucking bunch, if someone were to take some of that off your plate, what would you welcome that?
Fuck yeah, bro. Oh my gosh.
See how easily he answered
I'm
that?
waiting. I'm waiting
Yeah.
for someone to come say, hey, let me do these videos for you, bro. I'm waiting for someone to come say, hey, I'm an engineer. Let me come engineer for you guys.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing it all on top of being an artist. So when people want to complain about, well, I'm dropping music left and right once a week, bro, I'll wipe my ass with that shit because I do everything and that.
And
bro.
still
So it's
and
like,
still have a vault full of songs ready to go.
I got music stacked ready to go. I'm working on music every day. I'm helping Juice with my boy Juice with his videos. Like I'm helping
Shout
other
out Juice,
artists
the
with
bag
videos.
boy.
So shout out everybody that taps in with me.
Yep.
And I'm still hosting sessions here for other artists for studio time. I'm hosting sessions here for podcasts for people. Like, bro, I'm 24/7, bro. This is what I do, man. So
Damn. So
I'm
if someone
in
were to take some,
110%.
yeah. So if someone were to take like
It
a,
would be very welcome.
I would welcome it.
They just
with
would need to
open
do a
arms.
better job than what we already
It would
do
clearly have to be at least do what I'm like
at this level.
at the rate that I'm doing it or better.
of course, no, that's not the.
Because I don't want to backtrack. Because
Yeah, I mean that's
that's not the point.
Yeah. I think I'm not in the business of assuming, but I think we can all assume that would be the point. You know, like
Yeah,
to move
absolutely.
forward.
Yeah, to
Yeah,
be-
correct.
I agree.
Yeah. So with that, along that same lines, what has been one of the most fulfilling things with everything that you just spoke about, for your progression, with the podcast, with mixing, or excuse me, with engineering, with rapping? Where would you say
My fulfillment
your,
comes from.
your no where? What's your favorite? Which is your favorite kid?
Oh, out of all of them,
Yeah.
rapping, bro. Rapping, writing
I knew
music.
it. I was gonna say that for
That's
myself.
my love, dude. That's what I live for. But all this other shit comes along with it.
It's true.
And if I'm not doing it, I'm paying someone to do it. And that paying could easily go into marketing dollars. It goes back to the marketing, you know, like
Or you're paying to wait, and it's
I'm
like,
big on that. And I'm paying someone to hopefully deliver what I see. And if it's not, then I already paid them because it's their work.
and then they're charging for
And then-
revisions and anything.
And then not only that, but we're still on their time, you know, and yo, hey, when's that video gonna be done? You know, oh, good.
And you got to be on top of someone.
Or
and
even on the engineering side, I'll send it out. Hey, how's that song coming along? Oh, I'm working on it. You know, it's like waiting, and so I'd rather just if I
Stay
can do
in-house.
If I can do it,
Yeah.
I will.
So rapping is your rapping is the baby.
the favorite,
my
the
baby.
favorite
Favorite.
child.
I do like videography. I'm not gonna lie. It's dope, but it's very time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
Very.
And if I had to pick, I'd pick being an
What
artist.
got you
over
into
being a
rapping? What
director.
got? I'll start here, and then I want you
To break that, we can break that one up. I'll
Yeah.
go first,
Okay.
just because Mo's hogging it up over
to.
here.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Yeah, I started for all you short story bingo listeners. I started rapping at 16. I was a junior, I believe, at a Hunter High over here in
Oh, shit. West Valley.
locally here, West
Yeah.
Valley, Utah.
Home of the Wolverines.
Yep, the Wolverines. There's
Come on, bro. I grew up in Magna.
there's a movie that was shot
I
there.
live in Magna right now.
Okay.
Not to go off topic, but there was a movie shot there. It was on Netflix and all that, called like Wish Upon a Star or something like that. But
Okay.
see the whole school and the parking lot and all that. It's lit.
It's lit.
But that's where I started
Matt
rapping.
Asiata went there.
Oh
Did
yeah,
he?
that's right.
Yeah, Matt
He
Asiata.
played for the Vikings.
Played for the
I
Vikings.
had no
yeah.
idea. That's
Yeah.
dope as fuck. Yeah.
My little brother played with him.
well,
Oh, that's
He
now,
played
hard.
on the same team.
That's
now
hard.
another GOAT is an alumni of that high
I like
school
that. I like
right
that.
here coming up. Young
Go in
legend.
the making.
Yeah, but 16 years old, started bugging Slow-Mo to hop on my first solo mixtape, and he'd hit me with that. Yeah, I'll get to it.
So were you rapping first, or were you?
He was already rapping.
Okay,
Slow-Mo.
Yeah,
to-
I'm older. I'm older than Wally.
He's
so
older
I-
than me.
I
Okay.
did have a few years on him.
Okay.
Yeah, he was rapping already. So for me, I was kind of late bloomer compared to my two brothers who were already doing that shit.
Yeah, I recorded my first song. I think I was like in 7th grade.
Oh wow.
So I was like maybe like 13, bro, and maybe 12, going on 13. But it
Like
was
08? It was like 09, 08, 09?
It was like 08. Yeah, like 08, 07 maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, around there.
But my brother, who's older than me, he's from 87. So he was already, deep
well
into it.
rapping, yeah.
Deep
and
into
making
it.
beats and all
He
that
was
shit.
producing. He had a little home setup, so he had a studio at the house. And this one time he hit me up and called me in, and he's like, "Yo, bro, I need some vocals for this song." I was
Young
like,
Slow-Mo.
I was like,
Imagine
"Bet,"
a baby
And I didn't even
Slow-Mo.
go.
Baby
I didn't
Slow-Mo.
even have a rap name back then. Like,
Yeah.
and so
Were you 12, 13?
yeah.
Yeah, roughly. Okay.
Yeah, so I was 12, 13, 7th grade, and did these vocals for my brother, bro, and that experience alone, like I was already very interested in that. And
Yeah.
then this just kind of sealed the deal for me, bro, and ever since then, I didn't look back. I fell in love with it.
Okay, so you're watching.
I'm watching this happen.
yeah, continue,
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm watching this happen.
That's incredible, by the way. I'm going to come
Yeah.
back to that.
Yeah, we will come back
Yeah,
to
yeah.
that. But basically, I'm watching this unravel right before a young Wally's eyes. Seeing my two bros loving hip hop and just wanting to explore the creativity behind it. So I freaking got drawn to that right away, bro. And it took a while for me to like really dive in and start writing some music. But once I did, I felt good about the tracks. I even put my own little artwork together and the mixtape.
did.
The mixtape's on DatPiff somewhere. If you guys know DatPiff, that's a legendary mixtape platform. All the greats had mixtapes on there. So young Wally's on there.
Facts.
With the young Slow-Mo feature. And
Facts.
shout out to our oldest brother Murda. He had a feature on there too. But
Facts.
pretty much me asking Slow-Mo to get on a song with me sparked us to just do another song and then another song and another song to the point where we would even get like a feature or like a homie that wanted to rap with us or something, and we'd have like all these names like Slow-Mo and Wally and so and the song name produced by like just long titles.
Facts.
That were like, why don't we just come up with a group so we can just kind of clean this
Shrink
up
it
a little
and put
bit
one name
instead of having like all these individuals.
Yeah.
And just kind of like clean it up a bit. So Underground Ambitions, that's what UA stands for. That was the original group name. Super boom bappy, super old school. But we were doing boom bap back then on some real hip hop shit, and
Taking it back.
yeah, we took them back and had a single with that style of music as well, and it did pretty good. And then I was big into trap. Slow-Mo didn't really know about it, but Gucci Mane and like Young
Gucci
Thug
was
and
the most trap that I listened to was T.I. and
Jeezy.
Young Jeezy.
Maybe.
Okay. Like that's the.
And
that's
then
the
my
trap.
era was more like the Migos, just barely coming in the game. Young Thugs, the Chief Keefs, the like kind of more, I don't know, Chicago.
It was a whole
Atlanta
new
shit.
era
It was
of
just
just
different to
music.
the older stuff. So I kind of introduced Mo to that. And then our sound shifted from boom bap to kind of more trappy, which at that time was just super new.
Yeah.
Utah wasn't on it for sure. We got our first shows and it was nothing but boom bap, like backpack rap, and we were the only two Hispanics doing like Southern trap 3-6 Mafia influence type shit, and had the crowds going crazy, people wondering what it was. And yeah, that's kind of how we pulled our first fans around the city, man.
Okay, so you're in high school and
Yes.
you're starting to rap. Cool.
Like 16,
What?
Sum it up.
Yeah.
Basically.
I'm all okay. Fucking no, just
A
joking.
little
No.
summary, like on the back of the book.
I
Like
was
that
like,
little
okay.
paragraph.
Anyway,
We're off
No,
here.
that basically is
it's
it.
like
though.
Jesus Christ. All right.
It's like, damn, just bring it back. Yeah,
fucking
that was
dad
it.
piff. Fucking
You hear that? I broke it down
fucking-
for y'all.
marketing a fucking
Y'all haven't heard the
11-year-old
story.
mixtape. He's like, go check that shit out. It's still. No, I'm just playing. It's
11
fucking
Still
great.
floating around.
No, it's great. No, it's great. No, what I wanted to say, for real, is like, so you're in high school. I want to know this experience because I wasn't rapping in high school. I was just beatboxing and going to parties, and
Yeah.
I always wanted to fucking freestyle and rap and all that shit. Like,
Beatboxing was one of the elements that got me into hip.
yeah, so yeah, it for sure was like the one thing that I could do very well, and it kept me in the cipher.
Everyone
Do you still
loved Dougie
practice?
Fresh.
I don't practice, but I
It's
I don't
one of those
practice.
skills that you don't lose.
yeah, I can
still
chill.
do it?
Yeah, I can still chill.
Dope. I like that.
Okay, you're in high school and rapping and shit. Were you partying every weekend?
No, I didn't start partying till like after I graduated.
Okay,
he was
all right,
a late
okay,
bloomer
okay,
party.
Like 18 and up, I was partying and shit.
Okay, so what were you telling your schoolmates?
Oh, I was showing them everything.
You were showing them everything.
Like the next day, if I already had my
we had a
first
lot
track.
of high school fans because of Wally.
Yeah, they're still fans today. Like we have homies that still tag me and they're like, "Look what came up on my Spotify," and it's like our last album that just came out, and they're like, "I'm bumping this shit," and they'll tag me. So shout out anyone who went to school with me and knows me and my bro and follows our music. And if
Facts.
you didn't go to school with me, still thank you for supporting
Facts.
UA.
yeah, hell yeah. So you were actively showing homies.
Yeah, as soon as I would record like and I would mix my
Okay.
shit and all that.
How many rappers would you say were in like your class that you knew of that were? Because I'm just curious.
No,
if
it's
even,
true. Just to paint
so
the
what
picture.
This is like 9 years ago for you, yeah?
Yeah, like
Roughly?
2013, 14. So
Okay.
not that long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 9 years ago.
Yeah, about 9 years ago.
Okay, so that's not that wild because like I like I said, like when I was going, like when I graduated in 03, but there wasn't
Right.
anyone really rapping at all. I mean, I went to Judge though, so it was a very east side school, you know. A lot
Yeah.
of everyone was like waiting to go to Yale and shit, you know, which is great, which was fucking dope. I was looking to go to the Air Force Academy. I mean, everyone there was fucking had
Different-
like very
different stuff.
goal-
Their head
different
on
goals,
their shoulders.
very
and
different
shit.
goals. Like,
Yeah, That's
yeah, I was
dope.
going to school hard,
that's dope.
and it was sick as fuck. I loved it.
Dope.
But even still, it's all good. I just want to know what that dynamic was. Like, were there other rappers?
There was. They weren't in class necessarily with me, but at lunch, like we would just go up in the commons area at Hunter, or like in the lunchroom, or in the back where all the students park and shit.
Yeah.
Be in one of the cars, Homie had a little beat CD in his Honda with like 10 different beats.
So there was other rappers? About how many?
There was a few others. I'm painting the picture just so that people can get a feel for what the fuck's going on.
He's like, I know storytelling, Dave, and so let me fucking make this a story.
I'm gonna tell y'all everything.
All right,
but yeah, there was.
I'm trying to hear because I'm trying to think when I was in school and there was not that many rappers.
I mean, Glocko, shout out Glocko.
He wasn't rapping,
but he wasn't rapping then.
He wasn't.
But y'all went to school together.
But he wasn't rapping.
Yeah.
And there wasn't any active rappers. I remember there was one kid that would go around telling people that Hog Boss was his uncle. You know, so that was
Okay.
about as much rappers as I knew about was
and
Hog Boss.
since he's
from
name
here.
dropping a kid who said Hog Boss was his uncle, at the time my best friend when I started rapping, his uncle's Chino for real.
Oh, okay.
Still his uncle.
So would he,
That's
go,
his
would he go around telling people that Chino was his
Not
his
really
uncle?
though. He wouldn't flex that.
But this kid would. He would go around
but it
telling
is his
people.
nephew. Just since we're talking about
Yeah.
local rappers' nephews.
So you guys are at the fucking Honda, beat CDs
Beat
in.
CDs.
The
The
Honda.
homie's like, let me freestyle real quick. And I'm like, yeah, get it, bro. Let me play you my new song. Hook up the aux cord, the one I just did yesterday on my little Windows PC at home and shit.
Damn.
But
But would you freestyle?
No, that's the one thing. I'm very open to people about freestyling. I don't freestyle. I'm more like Lil Wayne. I know he freestyles, so I'm kind of contradicting this, but he comes up with lines and can remember the lines. I can come up with lines and have to write it, and I can't just like piggyback forever and keep freestyling. I can't do that. Like,
You just haven't tried.
I feel like I haven't tried enough.
Yeah.
I
So
have
don't say
tried.
I can't. That's a
That's
limiting.
true.
That's a
Let me
limiting
not limit
statement.
myself.
That's
That's
a
true.
limiting
Yeah.
statement.
Facts.
I can always.
I don't like that. And I'm
I
gonna
can
fucking,
jump in.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Then I should say I need to exercise my freestyle abilities.
So I appreciate that though.
I'm being honest.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Okay, but even still, I think that's sick as fuck to be like, yo, here's my fucking song.
Oh yeah, I was in like drama class and I'd be like, yo, bro, I know.
Was YouTube already? It was
YouTube was yeah, my shit was on YouTube. It was on SoundCloud.
Most of our
SoundCloud was
stuff was on
new.
YouTube.
SoundCloud was very new.
Very new, yeah.
I was already
had a
on
SoundCloud, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
old
2013. Yeah,
old
that was-
UA shits on SoundCloud.
It's still there, but we don't really.
I don't
we don't
use my
use it at
SoundCloud.
all.
We've had
Yeah.
one person be like, bro, when are you gonna drop a video to names an old 10-year-old SoundCloud track? I'm like, bro, it's been like 10 years.
Bro, I'm not doing that.
I'm not
like,
going
bro,
backwards,
I'm
bro.
not doing that.
Not gonna happen.
And
But
then
yeah.
also you doing that.
We end up doing it
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
I did consider it. I'm not gonna
Just
lie.
as a
Dog, I
Like,
definitely have considered it.
shits
I've
and
heard
gigs.
a lot of my old shit. I've been like, yo, why didn't that ever get a fucking music video?
But I
man?
guess that's where we come back to knocking on all doors or
yeah.
opportunities. It might be old music to us, but there's so many listeners that haven't heard an old song that you
Facts.
can, again, market it and promote it the right way and put it in front of these eyes and just get it going again. So
Thank you for bringing that up because I was just listening in the whip the other day, a mixtape that I dropped in 2016.
I'm glad I'm not the only one shouting out old mixtapes.
Hey, motherfucker. But I was just bumping into my whip, and I was like, if I heard this today from a local person, I'd be like, this motherfucker has talent. Even though, like, there were still some pockets that I was still trying to fill better, you know, in rapping. I mean, I've been nice for a while, and that's you know, humble pie aside, you know,
Right.
for real, you know. Your point is correct that just because it's old to us, it's not. It will be brand new.
Doesn't
to
mean
other
it's not new to someone. Yeah.
Like and that's very fucking true. Like and that goes for like even like art pieces or anything like that.
Well,
you
yeah,
know,
it's
like
true.
I drew this one out like 10 years ago, and
I mean, it's like us seeing Mona Lisa today.
yeah,
Like, there's a little kid that's never seen it
it's gonna be
and
brand fucking
will
new.
see it.
Yeah, it's
And it's
brand new.
already a great piece of
Yeah.
art. Like, it's,
Yeah,
it's,
facts.
it's crazy.
So
like museum art.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
Museum
Yeah,
art.
no, it's crazy.
I'm glad that took us down that road. So let's go back to the Honda. So you're
Yes.
The
That's
Yeah.
where it stemmed from.
So
I
that's where it
actually
stemmed
used
from.
to rap in a Honda too. low
Did
key.
you?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that.
that is funny you bring that
Classic
up. because-
Hispanics just rapping
Yeah,
in Hondas.
Rapping in Hondas.
Damn, you know why I never got a Honda is because of how
They're easily
It got
stealable.
jacked.
Yeah.
Mine got jacked
His
while I
got
was
jacked
working.
just
Yeah,
like
of
that.
course they fucking
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was one of the longest
Bro, and
shifts I had that at that moment, and then I was tired as fuck. I was
He had
ready
his
to go.
kids' shit in the car, and they took it with all the
They
kids.
took everything.
His kids' shit
I had
in there
just put
and
a
everything.
system in it too. They took that shit too.
Took his rims off. all
God
that
damn.
shit.
They jacked my shit.
I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I did too. Anyway,
I hated it.
Back to the story.
yeah.
I
So
rapped in that Honda though a lot.
did you freestyle?
I did.
Or do you still freestyle? I mean,
I feel like he did more.
Not
freestyle.
anymore.
like if you were asked to be in a cipher, could you like pump 8 bars out on a freestyle?
just straight freestyling? I'd probably have to practice a lot, but
like solid bars.
coming up freestyling, that was my way of lyrically exercising.
right.
Because I didn't have access to a studio, so I would sometimes get my hands on my older brother's beat CDs because he'd make beats, and sometimes it'd be like 30 beats, bro, all on one, or 10 beats
on one
or 20
MP3
beats.
disc and shit.
And so
I
I'd
love
just
that.
pop that shit in, me and a homie or my brother-in-law or someone, and we'd start skipping through and start freestyling, bro, for hours. Then we'd crack a beer and just.
Did you? The reason why I bring up freestyling is because I want to try to understand parallels in generations. Because I'm 7 years older than he just mentioned he mentioned your age.
Yeah,
and
correct.
I'm 7 years older than you.
Okay.
So when in 2005 is when I started rapping. So I was 20, and I thought that the only way for me to receive any sort of credit is to be able to fucking freestyle. In addition to
It's true.
making songs. So it was so much so.
I feel like back then
That
you're
was
right.
my mentality as well.
I feel
okay,
like
so
when I
that's
was
what.
growing up.
Okay, so that parallel still rang true,
Yeah,
even
it
like
did.
10 years later.
Yeah,
to his era.
For
Yeah,
my
that's what
era,
I'm
it was
saying.
like if you got to be ready. If you're gonna go to a radio show, they're gonna ask you to freestyle. Like you gotta be ready.
Basically,
for that
prove
shit.
yourself type.
You gotta
shit.
be able to prove yourself. Right? You're a rapper, freestyle. You gotta be able to freestyle. So that was my mentality.
Yeah.
And then I fucking started getting more and more and learning more about like the music industry, and then I realized I find out a lot of fucking people freestyle.
Yeah,
man.
I think it's a great muscle to have.
It
and
is.
to be
It
able
is.
like I'm
It
fucking
helps.
worked out in that,
Yep.
because I think that's still a piece of hip hop, the MCing element, because there's several
Facts.
elements, but like freestyling on the MC element is very important. Like, well, I want to get his opinion on what he saw freestyling as, because that's even though you guys are only 5 years removed from
5
each
years
other,
apart,
that's
yeah.
still kind of a generational shift. A
It
little
really
bit,
is.
So I
Because just with trap music alone, he was
Right.
bumping Gucci and all these other people, and I was bumping Jeezy, and T.I.
Yeah, that is interesting, and I appreciate that because of how integrated I am with, just with hip hop and how much I fucking just love hip hop. Like I just released this EP and fucking, I had a homie hit me up and he was like, I love it. But have you done like trap beats before and other things? And I definitely have. I absolutely have. But they're mostly features.
Right.
I have one song that I released last year with my boy that's on a trap style beat, but that's like the first one of very like a handful that I could say that are in a trap element,
Dope.
trap beat.
Trap beat.
But anyway, so when he asked me, I was just like, this is like the beat selection that I have. It's just like where I feel where I can maximize my message,
Right.
and where I feel like just like most comfortable. But I can do anything.
Yeah.
I can be on any sort of fucking beat, anything.
No, and I think I hope that's true for others.
Yeah.
Because I feel the same way you do. It's like, yeah, I have my go-to pocket where it's like I can just easily
Feel comfortable.
and lay something real quick, and make it sound nice. But then there's those where it's like, all right, I want to go out of my way a little bit, and then you
It's
do-
challenging.
and then
It's
you
nice,
do that,
too.
It is, bro.
Yeah, it's nice. What would you say? Well, hold on. Before we go, we're gonna put a pin in your guys' favorite pockets. But I want to talk about. We were just talking about freestyling and what it
Yeah.
translated to
Different
for,
eras.
Yeah, for you.
Great.
Did you even think?
Great
yeah,
sum up. Yeah, I don't think I thought about it necessarily that deep. Like, oh,
Like it was a necessity.
I'm
to be
rapping
a
because I
rapper.
need to learn how to freestyle because that's the only way I'm gonna get attention. No, I didn't think. I feel like my era that kind of went away, and I'm not much. I mean, slow-mo.
That's what we were just
Yeah,
talking.
it's not
touched
that
on that.
different. Yeah, it's not that
That far apart.
not that
Right.
much of a gap between eras, but you can see that even in those years between, the shift started happening. But yeah, I don't think freestyling was at the tip top of me wanting to rap.
Yeah.
Because the rappers I was listening to, again, the Young Thugs, Young Migos, they weren't doing that. Like, they were just coming up with, like, catchy songs. And they weren't necessarily bar heavy, but in, like, Migos' case, they were still saying some shit that sounded super dope. And it was just, like, something you could really vibe to.
Yeah.
To the point that people were asking me why I was listening to it because they didn't get it yet. I was, like, too early on that shit. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, that's great that you brought that up because I'm thinking back to 2013, and I don't think that there was a lot of bar-heavy music being pushed in 2013.
There wasn't.
2008, there still was. The Black album was
Yep.
fucking, like
Yeah.
that's. So like, obviously, you're the folks you were running with
Yeah,
were influenced by what was being pushed to the top.
correct.
As far as like on the mainstream level is
Correct.
concerned. And that's no different than what was being pushed to the top for me. Dipset was being pushed to the top.
Right.
Cameron's part of Dipset, but Cameron was doing
I was
his
gonna
own
say, but
shit.
the Dipset
Yeah.
was so lyrical. Like Jules Santana.
Hold on, and you're making my point for me.
Yeah.
Is that like there was a heavy emphasis on bars and being able to rap.
You
Like
have
East
to be
Coast,
bar heavy.
Yeah, East Coast still. I prefer. I bend my ear most to East Coast hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not shitting on any
Other region.
I just prefer. You know what? Actually, let me do this. I'll break out. I just I bend my ear quicker to someone who raps.
Gotcha.
I love catchy shit. I love fucking catchy shit. But someone who or like Afro or R.A. the Rugged Man, all that shit.
Yeah.
That'll bump in my whip like 15%
Faster.
more than
Some
Migos
catchy
or
shit.
something, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Which
That
is,
makes sense.
And that's just, but that's because of
Your
the
era.
time frame that I came up on.
Correct.
Right.
Was listening to music like Jadakiss was in the top 10. Fucking,
Jadakiss was dope.
I love
Yeah.
Jade. I love
liked
the
him a lot.
locks. I still love them.
Yo, Snoop Dogg was still spitting bars.
Snoop Dogg's a West Coast rapper, but he has bars, bro.
Motherfucker, Snoop is the shit.
Yeah, he has
Yeah,
bars.
He is the shit. Corrupt is the shit.
Oh, Corrupt
Corrupt
is the
is hard,
shit.
too.
Yeah.
But he spits bars like a motherfucker
Yeah,
too.
and so those were guys I was listening.
We're from
to
Cali,
growing
so
up.
we grew up on West Coast shit.
Snoop,
Yeah.
Corrupt, West Side Connection.
Yeah,
Mac
West Side
10,
Connection. They were fucking spitting bars.
Ice Cube was
Dub C,
spitting bars.
Ice Cube, all those.
It was
guys.
different bars. Like,
It was different
you know,
bars.
and a
but still.
different style of music.
It was
too,
kind of
'cause-
more like street bars
yeah,
and not like conscious. They were still conscious because street shit can be conscious.
of course.
but it was more like that's I guess where the gangster edge came in. It was just like a little more hardcore. I
Yeah.
guess.
the beat selection.
and the
And the beat
beats too. They
selections,
just
yeah.
sounded so like not grimy like boom bap,
Yeah.
New York grimy, but grimy in a West Coast way. I don't know
Right.
how to put it, but it was just different.
I know exactly what you're
eerie.
saying.
I would say kind of eerie with like the synths and shit.
The
I don't
synths are fucking nasty.
pianos.
Like, yeah,
know. Yeah, the pianos.
They always had the heavy
They always
piano
had
and
pianos.
pianos
yeah.
and the beats.
Yeah, it was super sick. Okay, so we've detailed out like the details in the generations, how you what it looked like for you starting,
Mm-hmm.
the inspiration that you took from your siblings,
Correct.
and what
Music was going
yeah,
on.
and what music was, yeah, and that was the generational piece that I was speaking to.
Yep.
At what point for you guys, when you guys were like, okay, cool, we're gonna form this group,
Mm-hmm.
where at what point were you guys like, okay, well, I'm gonna stop my 9 to 5, or I'm gonna really consider stopping my 9 to 5 to like really push this to the next level?
At what point?
Yeah.
Oh,
Good question.
I'll let Mo touch on it, and then I'll piggyback off him.
Man, I think probably around. Did you say 2016?
Pushing music seriously? Yeah, I would say around 2016.
Maybe like 2016.
About-
we had our first big collab. and that one was with Crunchy Black of 36 Mafia.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mafia.
yeah, Mafia. I was a big fan, by the way.
Slow-mo was the
I grew
biggest
up listening to
36
like
fan.
that was some of the
I would see him look at his CDs. He had like all the 3-6. As a young
FYE,
Wally.
you know, I'd pull up, or even
FYE.
with Graywell.
Graywell. Yeah.
Pick up physical copies of all their shit. So, once we did that and we flew out to Chicago, did a video, and kind of like got a little taste of that lifestyle.
Being with a big artist, entourage, all that shit. It was lit.
Getting let into clubs, like not even being
Just
of
because
age,
you're
and,
associated, like shit like that. It was
it was crazy, bro. And that little experience there was like a week-long experience.
Wow.
it was.
That shit. It really opened my eyes onto what it can be.
What's possible.
And what we could live on a regular basis, you know. And so ever since then, that's when I was like, all right, you know, 9 to 5s are important because you got to be able to fund yourself somehow. But that's when I knew, I'm like, all right, this is what I want, you know.
What the fuck? To have that experience, well, you were what, 22?
Yeah, and I was like 18,
I was 22.
bro.
Wally had
I was
just
like
turned
just 18. Yeah.
Okay, so you were a young cat.
Yep.
To have that experience, I can't even imagine the ecstasy you must have felt.
Yeah, bro.
What's the so you guys were there for a week, you mentioned. Why the fuck were you out there in Chicago? Because you guys kind of breezed over why the fuck you're like, say that. Yeah.
So, so we linked up with Crunchy Black of 36 Mafia.
How?
Give him a little backstory.
So again, you guys, you can't shun anyone regardless of how they look. You can never think you're better than anyone because you never know who's gonna know somebody.
Yep.
This is regular guy. Looked like a regular
Schmegular dude.
He happened to know Crunchy Black. I didn't believe him, but then I started seeing him post pictures.
Hella
with him,
pictures with him, like they were
chilling in the
homies.
living room, chilling by the kitchen, like just at the house, you know, like not even like at a studio or public
Or like at a
place.
club or something.
And I was like, bro, you really know Crunchy Black? He's like, yeah, that's my big bro. And I was like, dude, I make music. Like, I'd love to work with him somehow.
Or
like,
get a hold of him.
if there's anything you could do to like put in a good word for me, like I'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, bet, man, I will. What's your number? And I gave him my number.
I'm at fucking work
He
while
never
this is
hit me-
happening.
and he never like replied like, all right, I got it. Nothing. Like that was it. And then like one day I was just at work and
Same.
I had some. I felt my phone vibrate, but I was working, so I didn't check, and then I felt it vibrate like as a text. So I looked, and it was that guy, and he was like, "Yo, Crunchy's trying to call you. Pick up." And
But it was an unknown number. We didn't know the number.
it was some number from like Illinois.
It was
or
an
some
Illinois
shit.
Crunchy
number.
Black.
And
Yeah.
I was expecting like a Tennessee phone number or a Vegas number because from what I understood, he lived in Vegas.
Yeah, he had a spot out there.
And so this was a Chicago number, and so I was not
Wasn't
expecting
expecting
that.
it,
And
yeah.
it was Crunchy on the other line when I answered. Like I recognized his
Talked
voice.
to him directly, bro. It was crazy.
And he's like, "What are you trying to do? Like, what's going on? My boy gave me your number." And I'm like, "Dude, what the fuck?" Like, bruh, I found out. I'm not even gonna lie. I told him I was a big fan. I told him I've been following him for a long time. But I'm like, I'm also an artist myself, and I'd love to work with you.
we did stress we were independent.
And I'm like, I'm fully independent.
Yeah.
This would be coming out of my
Our
pocket
Yep.
and my brother's pocket. And I'm like, but whatever we can do to like make this work, I'm like, I can even send you some music before you commit,
Just so you can hear us.
just so you can hear what we sound like. And I sent him some stuff, a fresh song that me and Wally did that night to send to him specifically. And he called back.
Yeah, because we didn't come in with we have a beat already. We have a theme.
We had nothing ready.
We had nothing.
We weren't
for
expecting
this
this.
guy. Nothing. Because we didn't know it was going to happen. So we just cooked up from scratch. He heard it, called us from the studio with the shit blaring in the speakers behind him. And he's like, this shit's hot.
Let's do it.
This shit's a bop.
Let's
Let's
do
do it. Yeah.
I'm gonna drop my verse.
And he just told
And
us
he
that.
fucking
And
dropped
we're
the
like,
verse.
like you said, 22, 18. We're just like, what the fuck? Crunch is really
And then he
liking
called
our
me
shit.
again. He's like, what do you guys go by? I'm like, Underground Ambitions. And he fucking
Shouts us out in the verse.
In his verse.
In the verse, he says Underground
On the
Ambitions
song.
in the verse. Yep.
Incredible story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Incredible
That's
fucking
the sum
story.
up. That's the sum up right there.
So what takes you to Chicago?
He tells us that's where he stays.
He says, because we sent him just a hook, no verses. So we get his verse back. Me and Wally drop a verse. We sent him the complete song. And he's like, this is a fucking hit. We need a video to this.
He literally said that.
And I was like,
We're like, what the fuck? He wants to
I'm
do
like,
a video?
we could do it. Like, where are you? Like, let's make it happen.
Again,
know?
we thought he was in Vegas.
We'll come to Vegas, like fucking 5-6 hour drive. We'll fucking come down there. And he's like, oh no, man, I'm not in Vegas. I'm in Chicago right now. I'm like, well, when are you gonna be in Vegas? I'm like, cause that would work great for me and my brother
With
you
our
know?
jobs and all that shit. Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not gonna be back there for a while, and I really don't want this to die down, so we need to do it as soon as possible. And I said,
Bro, and we're young, so we're like, he's saying all this
I'm
shit.
like,
It's
you said you're in
crazy.
Chicago, right? He's like, yep. And I'm like, all right, bet. We'll call you back. Call Wally real quick. Like, bro, it looks like we
Looked
gotta
at
go to
flights,
Chicago.
fucking
Started looking at
hotels.
flights, hotels.
Told my job
I
I'm
think-
gonna be gone for like more than fucking 7 days.
And my supervisor at the time, he was a big hip hop fan. Some white dude that loved rap. And I told him what was happening, and he's like, dude, you fucking go, bro. Take the week. You need a week? He's like, take
yeah,
it.
no one held us back during that time. No one held
So
us
it was
back, bro.
Everyone pushed us forward.
Everyone was
to do
so
it.
supportive to know that 2 young Hispanics were about to go work with a Oscar award-winning rapper.
As someone who believes in like energy and the universe returning the energy, that doesn't surprise me at all that it was easy to make happen, and that your surrounding circle was very understanding about it. So that's incredible to me. I mean, it just further proves what I feel already is true.
It's true.
Okay. Incredible story. I don't know if you guys have ever talked about that in depth and in detail before.
Not with
Not
that much
that in
detail.
depth.
Okay.
Not
Correct.
with that much.
Just kind of
the reason why I started digging further into that is because at that moment, that moment in time is when you felt a gear switch.
Yes.
And I think it's important sometimes to re-talk about that, to re-feel that energy that you had then.
Which I'm feeling it now.
I am
just
too,
talking
bro.
about.
Yeah. And that's incredible to refill some of those juices and be like, man, we are the shit, you know? And it's important to say that, you know, and it's important as you kept going, I was like, no, I'm going to dive into this because it's inspiring to me.
Thank you, bro.
To be like, we're going to do everything possible to make this happen, but also being so humble to be like, what the fuck? You're on this. Oh, Crunchy Black is on the fucking line right now.
Bro, he
Like,
called me. I was at work, and I'm like, why the fuck's my phone vibrating? Because I got a desk job and shit, so
Yeah.
I couldn't have my phone out there. But I just fucking walked in the break room, and he was blowing me up. And he's like, bro, guess who I just talked to on the phone? And I'm like, who? Like, I couldn't figure it out. And he's like, Crunchy Black, 3-6 Mafia. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm just sitting at work like, what the fuck? Like, this conversation really just happened. And then he told me that Chicago was the move and, like, filled me in on what we were going to do. And I'm
Wow.
like, I'm fucking down. Like, I'm not gonna be the one that holds this back. Like, let's roll.
I'm speechless, to be honest with you, and it's a good thing because I think that story speaks for itself, and I can't
It's a
wait.
one of
to-
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
one of
was
one
it
story,
was-
bro.
I'm telling you, man, like everything that happened that week, again, this is one that I don't think we've talked about it with anyone. I don't think.
Exclusive gem.
I made a post about it recently, but that's it.
Oh yeah, he did.
But it's really like one of those sessions that I can go back to in my head. I think we had just shot some footage for the video. We were chilling outside of Crunchy's house, and we're in the whip, you know, like smoking, and
Yes, we
they
were.
come out.
Yes, we were.
They come out and they're like, "Yo, we got something for you guys. We're wondering if you can check this out." And we're like, "Well, what is it?" They're like, "It's for Crunchy's album."
And this is Crunch and his manager
Crunch's
talking
manager.
to us directly.
And they're like, it's a Dre beat. He's like, we got it from Interscope Records.
What are you talking about?
And
They-
he's
No,
like,
no. I'm just saying, like, as I'm hearing this, like, someone telling me that, yeah, it's from Dre. Fucking.
That's what we were
Interscope.
saying.
I'm thinking in my
I'm
head, just like,
shitting my
what?
So we're
pants.
like, you mean like
I'm
Aftermath?
shitting my pants as they're saying this so
Yeah.
nonchalant.
Yeah,
like it's
no
from
cap.
Dre, Interscope.
Interscope.
Anyway, fucking Interscope.
Like, no big
Aftermath,
deal, you
and
know?
I'm like,
And we're like, well, fuck,
to be
you
honest,
know?
it's not the best one, but you're like,
Yeah,
okay,
it was
no,
one
I'm
of
just
those
kidding.
where it's like,
Yeah, they're just like painting
we've
this
had it
picture.
for a little while, and we want to see what you guys can do with it. It's for Crunchy's album.
Basically said Crunch was having trouble coming up with
And-
an idea.
We're like, fuck, yeah, and they played the beat. They walked off.
Oh yeah, they sent us the
played-
MP3
They played the beat in our car.
This is in Chicago.
in
Chicago.
Chicago,
Okay.
in the front
And then-
yard of Crunch's
and
house.
then they walked off and left me and Wally to it.
in the car by ourselves.
They came back like maybe 10, 15 minutes later, and we're like, yo, we got something.
we already had a hook.
We got a hook for you.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, we don't want to hear it. We'll book the session for you.
And we went to
And
like
then
super.
And then, yeah, they
Chicago
just fucking
studio.
booked a session for us the next day and took us to the studio. We were in the studio with Crunchy, and I think he took some videos. We were bumping the song and everything.
Oh yeah, Crunch posted us on his Insta.
They were showing us tons
on
of
his
love. Like,
timeline.
it was really dope. And I think we shot some footage for our music video
outside the studio.
outside of the
yeah,
studio
in the
that
back.
day.
Yes, we did. It was dark
and
as fuck.
they brought some fire ass chicken, some chicken wings, some fried chicken. It was so good.
Oh yeah, Harold's Chicken in Chicago.
Shout out Harold's Chicken.
Shout out.
Shout out, Harold's.
Shout
Yeah,
out Harold.
shout out Harold. That
man.
shit
He
was
whipped
bomb.
it up.
Bomb.
And yeah, we laid it down for them, and they're like, "This is a hit." You know, like you guys are something else. Like
And then we finished the
the
video.
praise we received from them was, I was in disbelief. bro.
Overwhelming. Yeah.
Like, again, this is someone I've looked up to for a long time. Wally's seen me looked up to him for a long time.
So I obviously knew who he was already.
Yeah.
and
They
I
were
like
like-
3-6 Mafia. So.
They're like comparing Wally to Lord Infamous.
they kept saying my flow was like R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Lord Infamous of
you know,
3-6.
and-
Yeah.
Like he said that himself to me. Crunch like pulled me to the side. He's like, "Bro, you kind of rap like Lord Infamous on that." And I'm like, "Bro, Lord Infamous raps
We're like,
fucking
bro, what?
fast as fuck." So for you to say that I kind of was on that pocket, like that means a lot coming from you, bro.
And you're fucking
And I'm
blown
18.
away. Yeah,
I'm young, bro. So to have an established OG
Bro, it was
pull a young Mexican to the side and be like, "You sound like one of my team members that I've grown up rapping with," like I didn't even know how to feel. I just
and
knew
we're
it.
we're
And
Mexican,
we're Mexican,
bro.
you know, to-
like that's not our genre, you know. Like we're just visiting, and so that, bro,
It felt good, bro.
It really
Yeah.
just made me feel and I'm sure
Reassured.
Wally like
validated.
we're on the right fucking
Validated,
path, you know,
we're
like,
on the
we
right-
Gotta keep fucking going.
right path. Like it just seemed like right place, right time, bro.
Yeah.
So do you guys? Okay, all right. After that happens, well, I don't want to get lost in the weeds further. I do want to put a final on that, so that I can transition what I want to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
next,
no,
but-
do it.
but,
Do it.
because it's an incredible story, and it's just there's obviously a lot more to unpack.
Yes.
For you being at your age, you being at your age, I mean, honestly, if that happened to me today, that would be fucking incredible.
Fuck
you know?
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
do you,
It's true.
is there like still communication there, or
Very good question. No, unfortunately, we didn't keep in
In contact.
after that. I wish we did. You know, there was definitely some miscommunication along the way after the video.
I'll say from
dropped.
his management. I'll just say that.
from his management side, and so because of that, things kind of, you know,
distanced.
like I said, I loved the experience.
yeah?
Mhm.
I still
think
have
that's like
nothing but love
Yeah,
for
I
Crunchy,
hold it near and dear.
And, you know, I will still remember that for the rest of my life because it was like the first real, like, look at what
The
being
music
a rapper
life.
yeah.
was like. You know, like
So to
a
come all the-
full-time rapper. you
Yeah,
know?
so to come all the way back, that's when you were like, we feel like we can do this, and then not
Correct.
only that, to be fucking extremely validated with that.
Yeah.
Correct. So
through that
early, so
experience.
early into
I mean,
our,
that's such a grenade blast of fucking positivity. That,
Yeah. Facts, dude.
Which is incredible. I mean, you guys.
that ended up
obviously
sparking
deserve it.
us to finish our first album. That ended up being one of the singles on our very first Underground
Yeah.
Ambitions album
So
because it
we-
just
that
pushed
was-
us to just keep fucking going.
Our first big feature on our album was
Yeah.
Crunchy.
So where do you guys? So with that as an initial experience of the music industry, what recently has been a validating piece for you guys to keep that flame, to keep relighting that flame a little bit more, because there's a lot, there's ups and downs.
There is ups and downs.
So like where are you guys at now?
And very good question, bro. So one of the more recent ones, again, that I hold near and dear was from Jaron Benton.
And that was more my era, like him being a fan of 3-6. Not to cut you off, I was a fan of Funk Volume, Hobson, Jaron Benton.
That was
Dizzy,
Wally's era.
Like that was my fucking alley. I was listening to all their shit, all their albums, all the singles, all the
Facts.
features.
I fucking loved Hobson.
Yeah,
I loved Hobson.
Yeah.
Even though people said he was corny, I'm like, how? His shit's pretty
He rapped
dope.
his ass off, bro.
People always say
Can't take it away
dope
from him.
shit's corny. I don't know why they say that.
Man, he was the shit.
But that's how, like,
he just released or dropped a video recently just of like him, like a vlog.
yeah, he
Oh,
does
okay.
vlogs now. Yeah, he does.
But I mean, that guy's a fucking monster,
Bro, he's
yeah.
dope. Yeah, and that's pretty
He's
much
dope.
how that got on Slow-Mo's radar.
Right. So we were, we had him out here for a collab that we did, and we shot a video with him and stuff. So
Yep.
it was like after all that had happened, I was taking him back to the airport. He was on his way home, and he was in the car with
Both of us.
Were you were there, right? So it was me and Wally, and then he was in the back talking.
It was
to
right
me and
after the
Wally.
video, before taking him to the airport.
Oh, were we taking him
To the
home?
hotel.
We were
Yeah, we were
him
taking him back to the hotel.
And he was just kind of telling us that, even artists like himself and even artists that are
Bigger
in
caliber.
better situations and bigger caliber artists, they even have their downs where they feel like they're not doing enough.
They're fucking people.
They're doubting themselves.
At the end of the day, bro.
You know, so he's like, bro,
At the end and at the beginning of the
And
day.
at the
And in the
beginning.
middle of the
Facts.
day, every single fucking...
And at the beginning of
Fact.
life and at the end of the
Bro, this John Morant shit that's happening right now, I don't know if you guys are fucking...
Yeah, with the NBA and all that,
With
yeah.
the gun shit. And
Oh, yeah, I saw
everyone's
that.
a person.
It's
No,
true.
it's
It's
true.
true.
Anyway,
That's true.
continue.
No, but that's exactly what he was saying is like, if you guys ever have these doubts, like, don't worry. Like, people that are in better situations than I am are having those same doubts. So they're like, don't you ever feel like that's a blockage, And then also
Followed it up with some reassurance.
when
He
told
did.
us, you guys, he basically said that some people are a lost cause. He's like, I get hit up by artists, and unfortunately, some of them are a lost cause. It sucks to say, but it's true. And he's like, you guys, on the other hand, he's like, you guys have something special. Keep going.
Yep.
He's like, everything that you guys are doing, keep doing it.
Yep.
And this was coming from him, from Jaron,
Who's toured and
who's
fucking
toured. He was on Double XL. Like, so has all these accolades we wish we had
correct
and wish to obtain,
and will
So,
got to manifest.
Hell yeah.
so yeah, bro. Like, just hearing that, I was speechless again. Like, I didn't know what to fucking say, bro, because it's like, shit, this guy, that we've worked
known,
with, we've
yeah.
acknowledged, we we're fans of. He's like telling us he's been where we want to be,
And that we're doing the right
and
thing.
he's like,
Yeah.
you guys are dope. You guys are not a lost cause. Like, you guys basically have what it takes. So keep going.
Keep pushing.
When you hear lost cause, what does that
Mean?
What does that mean to
The
you?
way I interpret lost cause is maybe someone who should hang it up, who has clearly, from just other perspectives, those perspectives see they don't have what it takes. But obviously, we're not going to knock someone down and tell them to stop chasing their dream. But
Right.
those words of lost cause, that's what I interpret. Like, oh,
That's kinda what
they're
I took
probably
from it.
cool, but they're not that great. So he might just not be that big of a fan of them.
Do you think is it like talent based when you think about it, or is it like the total package based?
For me, I feel like it was talent based.
I think talent based too.
He told us that he was listening to our song, and he's like, "You guys sound great. Like, you guys are
Like the sound is there. Yeah.
like the full package." So I'm assuming he meant talent wise, like the sound.
So maybe he gets hit
sound.
up by like not that great of rappers.
Well, of course they do. I mean, they
Yeah, that's
Someone
just
that
normal.
just
just doing
some-
features. I mean,
Right.
Or someone who loves them and just like, I just want a song with them.
dog. I'm sure he's not turning down a $5,000 verse.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
either.
if you're independent, why would you? Why would you?
Actually, I say that out loud, and I don't know. If it was like way wild.
Well, yeah, if it's too wild, you would definitely pick and choose.
I feel like everyone should have that.
Yeah,
fine
if it's
line.
like
Draw
way
your
wild,
line,
Where
Yeah,
it's like it's business. I'd love to get these $5,000, but it's like,
bro,
you're
I've
just horrible.
turned down shit getting paid $50 for a verse. Like, and
Yeah.
it's been like, it's just we're not there.
Not
yet.
compatible.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
not there yet.
And then that's kind of what I felt was like, maybe it's just people that are not at that level yet, or
Yeah.
still have a long way to go. You know, so.
Okay, so Jared, so that was more recent stoking of the coals, as
last
it were.
year, yeah, end of last year.
August.
So fast forward to now. You guys have been in this fucking beautiful studio that we've been recording in.
Lab Junkie Studio.
And what's new on the horizon? What's as with the coals burning as hot as they are right now, we're approaching the end of the first quarter of
Yes, we are.
2023. What should we, what's to be expected? What do what's in the back pocket?
I'll say a little bit, and I'll let Mo backpack. But I'll throw this one out. Throw y'all a bone. Friday, March 10th, new music video by uatheduo.
yes, sir.
Fresh off of our last album, Bud Brothers 2, our
Facts.
most recent album. Executive produced by Looney Got the Tunes.
That's true.
Holla.
Looney the Chef.
What up, Looney?
Shout out Looney, our
Shout out
guy.
my bro Looney. Shout out my boy Juice.
Shout out Juice.
Shout out my boy V-Lokes. Let's go.
Shout out Money Mel.
Shout out my boy Money Mel.
But yeah, we got a video, and
yeah, that's true.
So
I almost overlooked.
I'll
that.
do one more tidbit, so then Slow-Mo can say what he wants to say. Music video, and then we got a new feature with some buddies out from Canada up north.
Oh, that's right.
Featuring uatheduo, Trendsetter remix. So both of those drop Friday, March 10th. Be ready.
Let's go.
What else we got, Mo?
Piggybacking?
Yeah.
Piggybacking off of that whole Jaren thing.
And the hot coals burning.
And the hot coals burning. We finally had something dope happen.
Okay.
Well,
We're usually the feature initiators.
the initiators.
We look for the artists we want to possibly work with.
we scavenge or
and
scout.
and we knock on all the doors possible.
Yep. And hope for the best.
Well, this time the roles were reversed a little bit.
And-
Someone knocked on our door,
Yes.
and it was Mark Battles.
Yes.
Nice.
He hit me. He hit me on the the duo page and said that he came across the Jaren feature, and he said he really liked it.
Yep.
And that he, would be open to working with us if we ever wanted to. And so
he initiated that. Yeah, all on his
where
own.
like I hit up Wally, I'm like, dude,
Same
Same just
thing.
hit me. Like he gave us praise on the Jaren feature, and he's
Yep.
he said he's fucking with our shit. So like that's cool. And so I told him, yeah, we'd love to work with you. Like whenever you
makes
want
sense,
to
yeah.
send me your email, I'll send you some stuff. And sure enough, he replied, send me the email, send him some options.
Again, we didn't have anything.
We didn't
so
have
we have
anything,
to cook
so
up
we
from
cooked
scratch.
from scratch.
I feel like every fucking time.
And
That puts us to the test, though.
and this time we have Juice in our arsenal. And so Juice laid a hook for us.
Yep.
We send him some songs with hooks already.
Yep.
And he picked one. And he got back with us within a couple of days with his verse. And
Pretty quick turnaround, not going to lie.
I'm pretty happy with the way this one's going.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that's going on a new album, or is that just a single?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know
we're
what-
not sure.
Okay,
what's coming from
okay,
it.
so but that's getting
But that's
stocked.
coming,
That's
yes.
gonna be in the vault.
It's getting locked and loaded as
Yeah.
we speak.
Well, outside of that, where's the energy at? I mean, like, is it higher than ever, or is it where's your guys' energy at? Because we've spoke about an
Beginnings.
incredible time where the hunger carries you,
Right.
and to some degree still does, but like the hunger is carrying you to get to another place, like another notch.
Yep.
Where are you guys at right now, energy wise? Like, I want to know that. Better
Man,
understand
good
that.
question.
I think that's
So,
a great follow-up question.
I guess if you're wondering if we're as hungry as we were when we first started? Yes, but it's more with intent.
It's more coordinated.
It's not hungry and just bursting, burst of energy, and you're tired all of a sudden.
and your
No,
flame dies out
everything's
quick.
More
Nah.
calculated, more intentional. We don't drop just to drop. Everything's with the game plan, So I think after so many years and stacking a catalog like we've I think at that point it becomes more important to make sure that it's not falling on deaf ears
Yeah.
and that you're trying to expand beyond your immediate reach.
That you can reach every time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, we know the same listeners will listen again, hopefully, but we want new listeners as well. So that's
Every
kinda
time.
where we're
Every
at.
time. Every
So
time.
we're in expansion mode. We're like trying to reach everyone.
Scaling.
We can.
Scaling.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's incredible. I fucking appreciate that so much, and I was able to learn a lot more about your guys' mindset, where early beginnings kind of were, and I have so many more questions. I've taken up a ton of your time, and
It went by quick though.
Yeah.
Good conversation does
No,
that.
facts.
yeah.
I felt we still
might have to cliffhang them and do a part 2.
There's gonna. I mean, I was gonna already say that there's got to be a part 2. That's honestly, like, after every single one of these, I've said, like, there's got to be a part 2 because each episode has been. I feel like I've tapped into different pockets where they, my guests are, the person that I'm speaking to, we're conversing so much that.
It leaves room for
yeah,
more.
so much more
Because new questions from new
It's true.
information being brought up.
Yeah.
and-
And
I
it's
think-
2 of us this time. you
Yeah,
know?
I think it's great. And so there's definitely got to be a part 2 because there's like so
I
much
agree.
in that fucking time frame. That
you guys heard it.
You heard it.
P2 coming
in 3
soon.
years. No, I'm just kidding.
Like detox.
Shout out your socials. Let everyone
Do a
know.
few, I'll
everything.
do a few.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you guys make sure. Is that the right wording?
Do it again. Just do it one more time.
Nah.
Follow us.
Nah.
Yeah.
What's another word for make sure? Y'all better fucking tap in.
Yeah.
Follow us at uatheduo, Instagram, Twitter,
Yep.
Facebook,
Yep.
Spotify,
Yep.
Apple Music, uatheduo, uatheduo.
You can follow us personally on Instagram, other than the UA the Duo page, Wally_UA, Slowmo_UA,
Let's go.
Napster Radio, Google Play,
Napster.
Tidal. Shout out Jay-Z. I don't think he's the owner of it anymore, but Tidal's still living. So if you bump music on there, check your boys out. And subscribe to our YouTube, UA the Duo TV. We have our weekly podcast episodes, new music videos, and behind-the-scenes reels. Don't miss it.
go.
Brow, brow, brow.
What was that again? UA the Duo TV, YouTube. Let's go.
Yep,
Go.
all together. Find it.
And you're gonna also see on their Instagram about this fucking beautiful studio and getting some time for your podcast. Or
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true.
Or your recording
Hit that.
needs.
Yeah. If you guys want to rent this beautiful space,
Yep.
you're more than welcome to. Hit us at
Thank you.
labjunkiesinc.com. Again, labjunkiesinc.com.
And that's the same name on Instagram, Lab Junkies Inc. So you can DM us
Yeah,
there
if you
too.
want to follow us on Insta and DM us directly, you're more than welcome to.
All those links are going to be in the description, so tap in there. This has been a pleasure, guys.
Bro,
for
likewise.
real.
Literally.
Yeah, that was
for real.
fun because we haven't really spoke,
In-depth combo.
Yeah,
no,
we
that was
haven't
like
had
the first one.
conversed,
and on camera for the people.
and I know that now we have a better understanding of each other. Even
Yes.
and
We
that's-
already understood
And
each
we're
other.
very
Yeah.
like-minded. I like it.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, well, Short Story Bingo, episode 14, UtahRapper.com. Use code SSB for 20% off of everything.
Use that code.
You fucking see dope shit over here, yo. I rock my own
Hats,
shit.
hats, hoodies,
Shirts,
sweats.
fucking
You have
my
to.
new EP's on there.
You
his
have
new
to.
music.
Yesterday's poem 5-track EP, stream that joint.
Let's go.
And-
Do you embed your
um,
YouTube videos on the website too? The podcast episodes?
No, not
Okay.
right now, but I will be. Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
I'm jumping the gun. I'm
no,
sorry.
I like it. Because
I'm just thinking for your future.
no, I appreciate it. I definitely am. I mean, that's,
like that,
it's
I
in
like
the
that.
process. Yeah. And
Tap in.
yeah, that's where we're at. Short Story Bingo, episode 14. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And that's fucking it.
If
We're
you
out.
wait,
Let's go.
Dun, dun, dun. Spear fingers. Cheers.